Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm the Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 282 Greenwood Road here in Lake Oswego. We're located in the bathroom. We pull the toilet. We're going to go through the 4-inch cast iron flange here as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running. Here we go. And I'm going to zero out the camera right here now that we've kind of leveled out and down the crawl space. Transitions here over to ABS plastic and then right back to cast iron again. The line transitions here at 26 feet over to 6-inch concrete pipe. And we've got a lot of standing water here in the concrete. Looks like it's filled up almost completely. We may have a root intrusion coming through here as well. You can see that object kind of sticking out from the joint there right at the transition. We just don't get a very good look at it. Anyway, once we drop into the concrete pipe here, we are immediately completely underwater. I think we have a root intrusion there. Another root intrusion here at 40 feet. More at 42 feet. And then given the way the yard's set up, we're probably going to have roots all the way out. And right here at 78 feet, we have reached the main lateral. I'm going to do locates to verify where the line terminates at. And then we'll let the line drain out completely here before reeling back. Much of this concrete pipe, though, is root intruded and it's in very old, rough condition. I've attempted to do locates out at the main. Unfortunately, I'm getting a really weak signal coming back. There's a lot of overhead power lines over the top of where I'm locating. That combined with the depth and everything could be messing up my locator. So I'll pull back here a little ways and try and locate it a closer in spot. I think here at 66 feet, I think this is our furthest out root intrusion. Looking up at the top of the pipe there, it's really hard to tell. There's some kind of black squiggly lines that look like how roots will grow up against a pipe. You don't have any dangling down that are easier to see. And right now it looks like we've got roots that are growing in the flow line there. You can see them. I'll push back out here to where I think our furthest out root intrusion is, at least it's what it appears to be, is right here. Those could be something else up there, but it kind of looks like roots that have that are growing against the pipe wall, it's really hard to tell. I'll pull back here a little bit. We have roots growing all the way down the line till about right here anyway. So I'll locate this, I'll try and mark it. Given the fact the amount of concrete that's been compromised by roots at 64 feet here, there's another 14 feet till you hit the main. In my opinion, at this point, you should just fully update instead of doing a spot repair. There's a lot of large trees that are real close to the street. My worry is that if you spot repair, you're going to still have old concrete in the ground that's susceptible to root intrusion in the future. So my recommendation would be to fully update, but I'll mark or map out everything that needs to be updated. That's root intruded. Beyond this point here, are about 60. Basically, from this point is where I'm comfortable saying from 66 feet out is still in pretty good shape, still functioning just fine, but again, is old concrete, and you can see how easily roots get into it. I'm concerned that you could have more root intrusion if you leave some of this old stuff in the ground. So I'll mark here with an X or white X, and I'll paint my way back as best I can to the house. Yeah, located the camera head successfully here. Anywhere beyond this point, my locator starts to cut out. I think it's from the power lines. Anyway, we're about 2 to 3 feet out into the little kind of finger street that juts off in front of this house. At only 2 feet 6 inches deep, it's very, very shallow here. So that's part of the reason why roots got to the line. Considering how shallow it is, it's even easier for roots to get to them. The deeper it is, the safer the line is. So an even better reason to fully update, knowing the line's pretty shallow in this circumstance, rather than to just do a spot repair. So I put an X marking in the street. From anything beyond that point, you'll have to call for locates. I'll put some white lines showing the direction the pipe runs, then I'll put a white T at the cast iron transition. Alrighty, right now our camera is sitting in the ivy that's at the front of the front yard area, just off to the right of the gate. If you're looking at the house from the street anyway, it's off to the right. About 3 feet deep there. Alright, we're coming back through the grass right now, just off to the side of the walking path. And 2 feet 7 inches deep there. A very shallow line. I would look into the cost difference between doing either a full liner or a partial liner of the pipe that's under the street. That's often cheaper than digging it up. Just looking at the cost differences between trenching, because through the yard there, when it's only a couple feet deep, it's usually cheaper to dig it up. Huge root intrusion there. That one's going to cause a backup at some point. I'm just pulling all the way back to the cast iron transition at this point here. So I'm going to locate here. This will be the last marking. I'll mark it with a white T. This will be just in front of the house. Alright, and if you're looking at the front of the house from the street, the line is going into the home just a couple feet off to the right of the front doorway. And I have marked a white T. It's kind of up underneath the bushes there. Yeah, it's right around 2 feet deep there, so very shallow. I recommend a full line replacement from at least there at the cast iron transition. Push back out here real quick to get an exact. That's from 24 feet out to at least 66 feet. That's going to cover all the pipe that's got root intrusions in it. But I do recommend this is the most cost-effective and ideal time to do a full update and just fully update all the concrete. So you're not going to have to worry about any roots for a while. I'm about to reel the camera out. The pipe through the crawl space here is in good shape. I recommend a rescope after any repair work is done to ensure it was done correctly.